Does he talk yet? Maybe help me here on the speaker's platform. And she said, no. She said he speaks about 2 words. And I said, well, what are they? She said, I don't know. I don't understand them. So there goes my help. But I want to welcome everyone to the Relay for Life ceremony and all of you cancer survivors, of which there's a lot of them. In fact, we're looking at 2 of us here from 1 year to 84 years. That cancer knows no age limit. And we're hoping someday, somehow, we'll find a cure. Anyway, I'm happy to be representing as an honorary survivor at this celebration. Anyway, personally, I've been in remission for 1.5 years from acute leukemia. And of course, leukemia is blood cancer. And there's no quick cure to any cancer, I guess. But I did spend, in 2011, 2 years ago, I spent 8.5 months in Rochester. 2.5 months in the Hope Lodge. Now, the Hope Lodge is the Cancer Society's, American Cancer Society and Relay for Life supported 60-room brick motel-like 3-story building that's just a block north of the 2 downtown parking ramps. We were in there 4 different times, and the 8 kitchens are in there, all equipped, stainless steel equipment. Everybody in the place has shelf space on the refrigerator and also the freezer. So you move in and all your needs are taken care of there. Once a week on Tuesdays, the community brings in food churches and businesses and box stores, whatever, will bring in, they furnish a meal on Tuesdays, which is kind of nice. And then there's another day of the week that is kind of a potluck. And everyone that's there, of course, 60 rooms with 2 people in a room, that's the difference. There has to be 2 people in a room. So you've got an outpatient person that's in treatment for cancer and a caregiver. So if the cancer person is in the hospital, you're no longer eligible to be in the Hope Lodge. But it's a beautiful facility. Pay what you can, and we ran into some hardship cases there where they said, man, they've maxed out all their plastic credit cards and they had no place to go, but the Hope Lodge will house them actually free. So anyway, and then now Graham was born with cancer, and he went into treatment at 6 months old for eye cancer. He had 2 tumors in his eye, within his eye, and he's gotten a chemo treatment right in the eyeball every month for 6 months. And they've gotten it down now to where they're saying 1 more in August, and they're confident that he'll be cured, which we're so happy for. 6 months ago, when they first found out, there was different options. 1, he might go blind. 2, he might lose his eye, and 3 was he can be cured, but in the state of Minnesota, in the Midwest, there was only one place that even will attempt to do this kind of surgery they were doing for him, or the chemo for him, and that would be the University Hospital in Minneapolis, and or is it in St. Paul? Minneapolis, yeah. And otherwise, someone that has done it more than they've done here, and they were willing to say that they couldn't help him, he would have to go to New York. And we thought, oh boy, I mean, from Hastings, where they live, they can just drive in for the day, and then every month, for the last 6 months, they put him under in OR for 4 hours so that they can work on that eye and get chemo right into the eye. And each time it was shrinking the tumors in his eye. And they've got it down so far now that they're saying that this one coming up now next month, he should be cancer-free. So, another thing about the Hope Lodge, it sits on a square block, and there's parking for everyone. Like, my wife Janine made it over 100 trips, where if I was in the hospital, we were no longer eligible to be in the Hope Lodge, and she would come home every night and then drive back over in the morning. But then she'd park in the parking ramp, just a little thing, but that parking ramp is $12 a day. So, you come over 100 days like that, and everything counts up. We appreciated that Hope Lodge. It was free parking, and the fact that the kitchens would handle all of our meals, and then the community was so supportive of the Hope Lodge that all your needs were pretty well taken care of. But another thing I learned just recently in the last few months, I've been cancer-free now for 1.5 years, but in the last few months I read an article that acute myeloid leukemia, there's only 1/3 survive. And I'm glad I didn't know that when I was in the hospital over there, that 2/3 weren't going to make it. So, and I don't gamble. But anyway, and then the fact that they have their folks, or my son, Rick Beckner, and his wife Elaine live just a mile or so from where they live in Hastings. So it's so nice for Graham that they're running into the University Hospital all the time, and it's just nice. We've run into so many people that are from North Dakota. We had one guy from Dubai, the oil fields of Dubai. He was 39 years old. He had this acute myeloid leukemia, the same as me, but he had 3 kids that weren't very old. Well, he's only 39. And I said, well, what do you do with the kids? He said he farmed them out with his folks and his in-laws, and he was from Michigan. So I would get a long weekend. I'd go in like on Friday, and I would go every day. At 9 o'clock, they'd draw blood. They'd decide what I needed that day, either blood, platelets, or chemo. I had a PICC line that they gave me right away, and it had 3 ports on it. So it went up and over your shoulder and right down next to the heart. So they didn't have to run a needle in. I mean, every day they're going to draw blood. So they could draw blood and also give you your platelets, your blood, or chemo, whatever you needed that day. But then by noon, you're done until 9 o'clock the next day. Well, that was nice to just go over to the Hope Lodge. So we're hoping that between the American Cancer Society, which is supporting it, and like the organization that we're here today for. Anyway, a Relay for Life. But anyway, I'm thankful, and I'm in remission. I hope to stay there for many years, although I go back every 3 months because they said cancer has a way of coming back, which isn't anything to look forward to, but then at least they're getting a handle on how to handle cancer. Some, especially like for Graham, it hasn't been that many years that they could do that as much as they're doing now. And the same way with leukemia. 20 years ago, but then look at all the money that's been spent on research too. But anyway, I thank for you for all the support, and we're cancer free.
Yeah. Oh, you did. We got your email. Oh, good one, Mike.
Whoops. Cut it. This film's over with.
Oh, I can't get it off.
Wait.